This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Tom, were you familiar with RTB? Did you know Row the Boat was the Minnesota PJ Fleck phrase as we welcome you in this morning?
Yeah, good morning. Good to talk to you guys. Oh, yeah, somebody pulled the rug right out from under me, man. I was going to come on and go, it's Row the Boat.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I saw that post, too, and I also saw Drake play in the game. I watched the whole game the other day. Well, he's got a really nice he's got a quick, compact throw with it doesn't look like super, with a ton of effort, but boy, he can spin it real good. Mm-hmm. So, 1,000% commitment is tough to overcome. So we'll see.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, I know a lot of people continuously ask us about KJ Jefferson, and we have not seen an update for him since he said, I have not made a decision yet. Tom, in your opinion, do we see an update from him this week?
I've talked to some folks, and basically what I've been told is we're all operating on KJ time. And so it's going to be whenever he decides what he's going to do. I'm sure this season has probably opened his eyes up a little bit in terms of, what the pro style demands from him, how fast he has to read, defenses and make adjustments and things. And I think being on the same page with his receivers and on the blocking schemes was a big deal this year. I think that impacted the Arkansas offense. And don't know what kind of advice he's getting, but I think it might behoove him to stay another year in college and earn some more NIL money because he has good earning power this year as opposed to what he might command as a pro. And who knows where his pro career will lead. But anyway, I don't know is the answer to whether it will be this week. I mean, there's a full month in the portal, and I'm sure he's getting a lot of input. So when KJ decides, he'll probably let the populace know. What
about some of the other exits? We've seen it from Torian Carter, Devin Manuel, A.J. Green. Of those three, surprised at all that it looks like they're going to continue their college football careers elsewhere?
Well, I have to say, covering the team, we have limited access with these guys. But, and I have not, Devin Manuel, we did not talk to him during the course of the year. He was injured, and, they generally don't do injured guys, and then the line was not playing well, and so our chances to talk to linemen were pretty limited. But the few times we've talked to A.J. Green, what a wonderful kid. And the storyline of Jimmy Smith keeping that tailback room together was a great deal over the last couple of years. I mean, James Jointer left, but, when you're talking about guys who are playing, I'm not sure if anybody left who was getting, real playing time. It's slightly surprising, but yet, with the way Augustov finished the season, maybe AJ felt like he's a guy who has earned more playing time than what he was getting in this rotation. Maybe the kind of the lackluster year running the ball is something, and who knows what all other motivations. So slightly surprising, hate to see him go. And the same with Torian Carter. We all saw it in that spring 2 years ago. He was blowing dudes off the line. He was having a phenomenal – you could just see he was ready to make a jump when he injured his knee in the spring showcase. So that's a big impact on his career and, frankly, the Arkansas defense in 2022 that he wasn't available. Hate to see him go, too. Love talking to that kid. And so Manuel, it was an injury-plagued type year. And, again, you don't know what all influences these kids are having, what the negative impact of the fan base being really upset with the O-line has on these kids. So I think the number will grow. It's going to be a trickle, and I don't know if there'll ever be, a final. There will be a final accounting, but I don't know when it will be. But they'll lose some guys, maybe not as bad as last year, and maybe not as many impactful guys. But, so far it's been, several guys who have been real key contributors, and you'd like to think Devin Manuel could have developed into a really high-quality SEC left tackle.
Tom Murphy with us on the McLarty Daniel hotline. everything. I want to come back to KJ. Everything considered, new offensive coordinator, new install coming with the offense. If KJ did decide to come back to the Razorbacks, should we just presume he's the starter, or do you think there's truly an open competition for that spot?
That's a great question. Of course, they have to be active, I would say, in the quarterback portal sweepstakes. And there's a lot of big names out there. Dylan Gabriel from right next door. And here's the thing: the Bobby Petrino name. What does that mean to a guy who thinks, one more really good year of seasoning with a guy whose attack is proven? What would that mean to my career? I mean, these are long-term financial decisions that these families are probably weighing in on. And so to answer your question, between Jacoby Criswell and any incoming talent, and KJ Jackson for that matter, I would say it would be an open competition. Clearly KJ's got a bunch of years of high quality. I mean, and look, it's been a bad year, but that kid's dual threat capability helped them win a lot of games in 2021 and 22. And I know the fans might have gotten a little frustrated. He threw into some coverages sometimes. He missed some guys this year that was a little un-KJ-like. And who knows, maybe the NIL money, maybe we saw where a season went by where the NIL money affected somebody's focus in some way. So I think the answer to your question is, if KJ returns, I would think you have to open it up. I mean, ostensibly they opened up the quarterback competition everywhere, but KJ's kind of earned that right the last couple of years, and who knows what this will yield. I would like to think they'd bring in a portal quarterback if KJ were to go to challenge Jacoby and the rest of the group.
Yeah, I just really don't see him playing here, but I guess the longest odds on the board would be him returning and not earning the job, but I don't see those two things really going together with Sam Pittman as the head coach. So I really don't see those two things adding up. But you just think about it from KJ's perspective. Bobby Petrino would potentially be his, if he stayed, it would be his third offensive coordinator in 3 years, third and fourth seasons. I mean, that there's two sides to that coin. That's good because you got different sources of knowledge. Bad because you hadn't had any stability and continuity.
Exactly. And Bobby Petrino is going to make a quarterback study and understand and go be in the classroom and say, what adjustments do we make here? What's our best option if we see this pressure coming from here? And be on point. I mean, you've heard the testimonials from Ryan Mallett and Tyler Wilson over the years about how exacting he was, in case you dig. So I think it would take a brand new level of commitment from KJ for Arkansas to basically want him back to try to win the job again.
Tom Murphy with us here on the McLarty Daniel Hotline. Tom, you mentioned something there I thought was interesting, kind of like the Bobby Petrino boost in a guy that might be in his last year or final year. How much do you think Arkansas is in the running if KJ departs for one of those high-profile transfer quarterbacks that have entered the portal the last few days?
Yeah, I've seen some smoke on some of the names that would be very interested in Arkansas. Because he has a track record. And so I would think if I'm a quarterback, though, I would want to see what's happening with the offensive line. I mean, because if you look at the numbers, 47 sacks is just too much. And will they be able to improve themselves through the portal with O-linemen? And I guess they wouldn't have to make a decision until they saw what the O-line started to look like. But there may be other situations out there that look immediately better for them. Mm-hmm. So it's a tough tango to get through, but they have to make the fact that we're going to be a better offensive line. We're the blocking schemes will improve, and Eric Mateos and Sam Pittman combined are going to help this unit. And if you come in, we're going to make you better. And so it's just a combination of factors, but I do think it's an attractive position for transfer quarterbacks.
You surprised Cody Kennedy got another SEC job? I don't know what his connection is to Jeff Lebby. What did you think about that move that some would say is horizontal in some cases?
Yeah, well, I mean, not shocking, but I think the writing was on the wall for Cody, even though I think Sam Pittman almost considered him like a son because he was a protege. We've seen his coaching style, and I enjoyed talking to Cody. But it's one of those things where this unit performed the worst on the team, and so something has to change. And I'm not shocked that he's gone to Mississippi State. He's got a good name in the industry. It was just a rough year, and sometimes those happen. And I know coaches would all say this wasn't all on the offensive line, but they just did not run block the way they could have, and then 47 sacks speaks for itself.
Tom Murphy with us on the McLarty Daniel Hotline. Real quick, let's talk some basketball. Hogs went over Furman. Got Oklahoma coming up on Saturday. Great bench effort last night for the Razorbacks. In fact, a deeper rotation, Tom, with 10 different Razorbacks playing a significant number of minutes for the Razorbacks in their 97-83 win over Furman.
Mm-hmm. And you heard Eric Musselman say it, like, we're giving guys auditions right now. And he was very specific about how Devo Davis is defending the top scoring threat on the perimeter on other teams, and Tremont Mark is defending the second best. He says whoever wins like the third best, the most minutes at that position, has got to play better defense. And so, there's Ellis in that mix and Battle. And of course, you've got to consider Battle for extended minutes just because of his offensive scoring prowess. But what he's saying is that position's got to deliver us better defense. And, man, Furman had a smoking three-point shooting night from the start and stayed connected in the game for so long because of that. And then Arkansas got, they pounded the ball inside, and Musselman clearly felt they weren't getting the fouls called for free throw shooting opportunities. They averaged 29 a game, and they had 21 last night, and Furman shot almost as many. Now, 9 of those were in 2 different trips. Yeah. So, or I guess 6 of those were in 2 trips. But anyway, and Trevin Brazil's injury, it started swelling immediately. So that doesn't tell me that he'd be available at 100% for Oklahoma on Saturday, which is troubling because he does so many things: his rebounding prowess, three-point shooting, and all that. So it's a little bit of a concern. But if he's out, it just gives more guys on the bench more time. Like Layden Blocker.
Yep.
Yeah. He talks so highly of Layden as a warrior.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.